Okay, guys, so Night of the Sun Gawain. I don't know which one I'm gonna put out first, whether it be my free to play. I think I'll do the free to play showcase first, that type of video. But either way, we're gonna be going over Gawain and all of what she does, just for people to kind of understand and get the character more if they need a video to reference. So yeah, we're gonna be breaking down Night of the Sun Gawain, the newest festival UR unit to come out in Grand Cross. But before we jump in, guys, I do want to say please leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel, trying to hit 8,000 subscribers, so I am going to be really pushing that. So if you guys could do your boy a solid, hit that subscribe button, and we're going to shoot for 20 likes for this video, guys. 20 likes. Let's see if you can do it. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't really have any worries. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's jump right into the video. Night of the Sun Gawain. So she's the newest UR character to come out in Grand Cross. Very powerful. We're going to go over her kit just so you guys have an idea of what she does if you need a video to reference. So we'll start off with her stats. Her stat spread, not very anything different, like too different from what we see on units nowadays. Yeah, just pretty similar to the stats that we see. Her skills are very strong, as usual for these units nowadays. Her skills also do have an effect on her passive, so the way you want to play with her, I believe you want to do the single target. I could be wrong, but let's read her passive. So Golden Warrior increases all stats of applicable. We're going to actually do this. We're going to read it at 6 out of 6, and then we're going to see what effects change. How about that? So she increases all stats of allies by 4% and max HP by 10% for each one in battle, that being Unknown and 4 Knights of the Apocalypse. She then gains Sun's Blessing at the start of battle, which she allies accumulate damage dealt or damage taken up to 300,000, and then they inflict additional damage equal to 80% of the accumulated damage whenever the hero uses a skill. So it's a little bit of a mouthful, but basically they're taking 80% of 300,000, and whenever an ally attacks with a skill, they will inflict 80% of that damage. So pretty good, not bad at all. When fully stacked, the hero gains Light of Judgment for 2 turns. So basically, when you stack this up, you just get Light of Judgment. Nothing too crazy about that. And then while she has Sun's Blessing, 40% damage taken suppression against single target attacks, including counters. Very good. Very good. So the thing you want to remember is that you only get this damage suppression when you have Sun's Blessing. So you got to remember that. Although I don't think it's going to matter too much, to be completely honest. Applicable allies become immune to stat decrease effects. So basically, they can't have their stats lowered, which is super powerful for PvE events. That is absolutely crazy. So that means no boss can lower your stats. So you won't be like, if an event punishes you somehow and they lower your stats, you don't have to worry about that with Gawain. That is absolutely busted. The final damage taken, I still don't know fully what this is, what exactly final damage taken from enemy is. Is that like the cumulative damage that the enemies dealt? I'm not too sure, to be honest. So the hero fulminates an amount of the enemy's max HP equal to the damage the hero dealt via the Brilliance effect. So this is a little bit, it's not that hard to understand, but it's just worded weird. Basically, whenever you use a Brilliance card, because she has Brilliance, whenever you use a card that has Brilliance on it, which is going to be that skill, I don't think her ult does, no. So it's just this skill here. Whenever you use her AoE skill, she's going to fulminate. Again, I don't know what fulmination is, to be completely honest, but basically she fully stacks this and she decreases the target's recovery rate by 70%. That's crazy. Like, that is super crazy. But yeah, so she does that. Again, the fulmination, I'm not too sure what this exactly is just yet, so I apologize for that. I would imagine it's some type of absorption or something. I'm not too sure, so I'm not even gonna pretend I know. When a 4 Knights of the Apocalypse ally survives with HP at or below 50%, that allied hero is granted Light of Judgment for 2 turns once. let's go up to 6 again, 6 out of 6. I do want to read it at 6 out of 6 because we'll see what changes and everything like that. So I just want to, keep that in mind. But anyway, 70%, 50%, 6 out of 6. You get it for 2 turns, 6 out of 6 once. And then this is what Light of Judgment does. So Light of Judgment, all stats 20%, damage dealt 80%. HP does not fall below 50% or below its value at the time of application if already under 50%. So again, a lot of word vomit thrown at you there. I'm sorry, but to summarize this, basically, whenever your 4 Knights of Apocalypse ally is at 50% or below, no matter what percentage it's at, as long as it's 50% or below, that ally is going to instantly gain Light of Judgment. So they are going to become basically immortal. You can't die for nothing. You can't remove this. So yeah, they are literally immortal for 2 turns. 2 turns. The thing is, you can only apply this once. So it is very strong. Very, very strong. It's just not going to be consistent on specific characters. Maybe it could be specific on characters, if maybe. But I don't think that this is something that's going to be like super consistent for one character only. So that's the only thing. It could mess you up if a character does end up taking Light of Judgment. Or maybe I'm reading this wrong. It might be that she can do this for all allies once. I think that's what it is. Okay, I think I was reading that wrong. So she can do it for all allies once. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. Then when Light of Judgment is removed from the hero, or when an ally uses a talent, the hero gains Brilliance for 3 turns. Remember, Brilliance. So anything that you have Brilliance with, you're going to fulminate. So just keep that in mind. The hero gains Brilliance for 3 turns. Brilliance, attack plus 50%, or attack related stats plus 50%, crit chance plus 100%. And upon defeating the enemy, the hero gains Light of Judgment for 1 turn, limit for 1 time. And then for each buff active on the battlefield, she further increases allies' basic stats by 4% and damage dealt by 10%, stacks up to 5 times. Very, very good character. She's acting as a very good support, a super strong utility unit, and also while being very, very powerful damage-wise. She is covering every single base with her passive. It is so crazy. The fact that she's given stats, all stats, just from the rip, plus max HP. Then you have the Sun's Blessing, which allows her to take 40% damage suppression against single targets, including counters, which means Nemesis Melee is going to do basically nothing to this unit. And then you can't get stat lowered, so you don't got to worry about Estarosa's Commandment, for example, or like green, is it green Sariel? I can't remember which color it is. I think it's the other Sariel, right, when he takes over the girl. You can't get affected by that if they're running her as a link. So that's going to be super, super good. Now, 1 out of 6, it's going to be a little bit obviously less. So the Sun's Blessing, now you're only doing 60% of the accumulated damage, 40% instead of the, what was it before, 50%, which, obviously does super, super suck. Instead of, let's see, is it 2 turns? It's only 1 turn at 1 out of 6. Yup. So, it's still 2 turns. Okay, that's pretty good then. Still 2 turns. Something else changes. I just can't remember what. Yeah, I thought something else changed, but I guess that's it. So, as you can see, she's not like a super dupe reliant character, which I really, really appreciate Netmarble for doing, because they easily could have just made it to where Light of Judgment, you need to be like 3 out of 6. They could have made the Sun's Blessing required to be 5 out of 6. They could have went super crazy. So I appreciate Netmarble not doing that. Let's take a look at her skills. So her first skill, Ruthless Violence, is a single target attack. It's going to inflict Sunfire, 5 times pierce rate, 2 times crit damage, and then 100% damage affected by Fulmination. So 100% damage dealt against enemies affected by Fulmination. That's really, really good. Really good. So that's a super strong single target. Her second skill is an AoE Golden Cataclysm. It flicks Brilliance, so you are going to want to use this. I think you want to start the battle off with this, but I could be wrong. Golden Cataclysm inflicts Brilliance, 100% 80%, attack all enemies. Brilliance, 3 times crit chance and crit damage. And then it also, this is crazy. So if you have the Brilliance effect on while you use this skill, you can cancel stances and you can stun. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. The fact that she has an AoE stance cancel and they get stunned, that is broken. Like, that is so broken. Estarossa gets affected by this. Nemesis Melly gets affected by this. Tree Guardian King gets affected by this. I can't think of any other stance characters at the moment, but pretty much all stance characters get affected by this. And it is so crazy that it is literally bonkers that they gave her this. It's more bonkers that they gave her this effect on every rank. Like if this started at rank 2, I could be like, okay, I can understand. Rank 1, she can do this? Get out of here. Like, get out of here. Super, super crazy. And then her ultimate, we'll look at it at 6 out of 6. So at max, she gains Light of Judgment for 1 turn. Then she inflicts the Sunfire. We already talked about that. So as long as they have Fulmination on, this should almost be a guaranteed kill against the enemy. Now we look at it lower. You can see that once you hit a certain percentage, or once you hit a certain ult level, you get Light of Judgment. So 2 out of 6, you get Light of Judgment. That is very nice. Again, very nice. Nothing else changes. That's all you do. That's all you get is Light of Judgment. W. Just a super, super big W. I can't stress enough how much this saves newer players, whales, casual players. I cannot stress how much of them doing that really does save a lot of resources for the player base. It is nice that they actually went the extra mile. So that's her kit. Now let's look at True Awakening. So True Awakening, it depends on what you prefer. I, honest to God, don't think True Awakening matters too much right now. It might end up mattering in the future, but right now, I don't know if it's going to make or break a match. But if you do care about damage, then you would obviously go with the Supreme Deity's Blessing. If you care about defense on Gawain, you can go damage resistance. Although she does make allies immortal, I almost wouldn't even really do Demon King for her. I would just do damage amplification. Again, the reason for that is because she literally makes allies immortal and herself immortal. So you don't even really need the damage resistance, right? At least that's my TLDR version of why you wouldn't run the Demon King's protection. I would just do Supreme Deity's protection for True Awakening. Equipment, I always recommend HP defense now. Unfortunately, that's just how the game is. Like, there's no mix and mashing. There's no being creative. It's kind of just HP defense. So I say that maybe attacking crit would work in PvP. If she's having trouble hitting damage cap for some reason, attacking crit damage might be the way to go. So we'll see. I'll have to test her out. I do have to do more character testing on her to see just where she performs best and everything like that. But yeah, that is pretty much what I would recommend right now, HP and defense on this Gawain. I don't really think she's going to need attack and crit damage. I don't think so. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of our girl Gawain. Actually, before I wrap up, let me go over her outfits quick. So these are her outfits. She has this right here, which you can get in the diamond perks. So then she has this right here. I think this looks terrible. This looks horrid. Why is this? I don't understand why she has that sleeve. If it was just like this armor, I don't think it'd be too bad, but the sleeve just makes it look weird. And then she has this outfit, which is pretty good. Almost like a, what's that character's name from Final Fantasy? Is it Fia? I can't remember, but reminds me of her a little bit. I do like this outfit. It looks good. And then we have this one right here. Looks nice. I do like that one. And then this is cool. With the hairpiece, it looks better. I don't like it just like this, but with the hairpiece, it looks better. Her weapons, we can take a look real quick. I don't think I gotta show it off too much, but here are her weapons, right? And then her hair pieces. So that's gonna be it for Gawain. She's again, very, very good. Is she the best character in the game? It is possible. I'll have to see what we're looking at as we play the game. The advantage of her being a light attribute too is that she can be ran anywhere without the fear of color restriction. So that's good. That's super good. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap up. This will be your boy Dev signing out. I love you all. Have a blessed and beautiful rest of your day.